Man, this is some funny shit. um, Hello, everybody. This is Vention. Sorry I haven't been posting videos. Um, that's the problem when you're like in your 50s and you're pretty well set financially, totally relaxed, and your life is just rolling along, happy as can be. You just don't have a lot of reason to post videos. But I thought I would just share one thing that is in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency sphere, and that is this power struggle they have going in the second most valuable cryptocurrency called Ethereum. There's this. I'm sure that a lot of you guys know about much of what has occurred, but I'm going to give you a quick overview from what I've gathered. Um, what happened was Ethereum, it's a much more programmable language than Bitcoin is, and it basically you can like write code and then fuel it with a certain amount of gas, they call it, which you buy with Ether, and then you can run a piece of software on the world computer, right, for Ethereum. And then then somebody, I can't remember who, wrote this code, which was a decentralized autonomous organization called the DAO. And he wrote it, and apparently he was too eager and he didn't test it enough, and then it turned out that there was a big hole in it, and a hacker got in there and started stealing cryptocurrencies. Right now, my guess is that a lot of the big whales in Bitcoin and other crypto, if somebody is a whale, it means they have a lot of Bitcoins or Ether, and they have been in for a long time, like from the start, maybe, and and that's why. Uh, so basically, it's my opinion that a lot of the Ethereum whales have also invested in the DAO heavily, and then it turned out it got hacked, right? And this guy, Vitalik Buterin, this genius, he was just saying, "No, I must not decide if Ether is going." Oh, but there was this. Let me go back a little bit. There was this big call for the DAO to be for Ethereum to be forked, meaning a new blockchain written. I mean that with or published without the DAO hack, right? And basically, it would be taking all the bitcoins that the hacker took and rolling and returning it to the original owners. But that goes against the stated beliefs and philosophy of Ether, which is the code is the law. If something is coded badly, I mean, and it has a bad effect, well, that's a good learning lesson for you, son. You should just suck it up and move on. And then when they got hacked and millions of dollars were stolen, and it's my guess, like the 10 greatest most I mean the most wealthy addresses in the DAO are owned by like 10 people, and it's my opinion that it's the insiders in Ethereum that have but that have the majority of that DAO, right? And suddenly they've got some skin in the game, and now they're saying, "Oh, we better fork the thing and return all the Bitcoin to the people. I mean, the Ether back to the people." Well, then they made the fork this last weekend, and I noticed I wake up at 3 in the morning to go to work. I go on the early shift, and I noticed that the oh let me back up again. A lot of people have been irritated by the high-handed sort of way that the insiders of Ethereum have forked the code, and they had some kind of little piddly little voting thing saying, "Oh, should we do this or not?" And a lot of people don't have a lot of confidence in that. And some people were so angry that they decided to keep the old blockchain of Ether running, right? And then basically that blockchain is just continuing to run, and they call it Ether Classic now. And that is the chain, the blockchain, which follows the stated opinions and the stated philosophy of Ethereum, meaning the code is the law. And just because somebody loses some money doesn't mean that you have to fork the code and fork the blockchain and try to make a new blockchain and make them whole, bail them out basically. But then when real money was involved, and probably their money, they decided, oh, we better fork the blockchain. So then they did, right? But a lot of people are not happy about that, and they started running the old version, the original version of Ethereum, and they call it Ethereum Classic now. And there's some buy-in in the corporate side. Polynex and a few other exchanges are now accepting and allowing people to trade Ether Classic for Bitcoin or whatever other crypto you have, and Ethereum. and this morning at 3 a.m., I got up there and I saw that Ethereum Classic was up like 80%, and I went, "Oh my God, there's a revolution going here!" So so I was like, "Ah!" And I happened to have about $4,000 in Ether, and I said, "Oh shit!" So fortunately for me, Coinbase deals with Ether now. So I just transferred all of my Ether from my Coinomi wallet to Coinbase and liquidated that shit. And all day I've been like watching it on and off, and it's not a bloodbath for Ether, but it's down. The normal Ether is now down 12.2%, and it's down from like the high 13s to down to the low 12s. It's like 1202 right now. And I've also seen the crazy ballistic skyrocketing of Ethereum Classic, and it's up 300% now. Man, I wish I had a Polynex account. I would have bought some of that. Sheesh, 309%. Wow. And it's going up and up, and now some exchanges are taking it, and I'm kind of concerned for Ether because, man, when you put that much unclarity and confusion in the market, your price is going to go down. And there's a lot of angry torch wielding villagers out there who are saying, no, we are not taking that BS, and we're going to be trading and mining and working with Ethereum Classic, right? And now basically and any improvements or any code that is written for Ethereum, the new Ethereum, is also going to be probably able to be ported over to Ether Classic, so they don't have all of the expense of basically running the software, and improving it and all that. So and probably we're going to have some of these digital autonomous organizations posted on Ethereum Classic now, and that is just like it's not a death blow for Ethereum, but man, it is a blow. And And man, I'm just watching the bloodbath because I don't have any skin in the game now. um, and this really goes to show how individual people, can vote with their feet and totally go against what elites want them to do. For example, Ghostbusters. Oh, the freaking taste of it all, man. It's like, just taste the irony. They were hyping it up and hyping it up. Oh, Ghostbusters. And with the name Ghostbusters, they should have had just this huge running start, and they turned it into a train wreck. And basically all the feminist media and the leftist freaking news and all of the leftist feminist reviewers and newspaper articles and everything, they were just oh yes, it's gonna be great, oh my goodness, it's gonna be great. And then it came out, and there was this revolution of just freaking hate for the video, for the garbage. They just served us a freaking shit sandwich with a with a side of feminism. Well, actually, the feminism was the shit. And then they're angry, and the newspaper articles are saying, oh, people who don't like Ghostbusters are misogynists. Oh, they're bigots. Oh, taste the irony. It's just. So basically, the elites, of various, in various things, banking system, political, media, all of these people, they get bigger than they're too big for their britches, right? They think that they can just dump some shit on the people and they'll buy it, right? And a lot of the times they're right, but sometimes they're wrong. And there's just this giant groundswell of just total resistance to their bullshit, and then it just falls to pieces around them, man. And I don't know if Ethereum is going to implode, or if we're gonna. I mean, and it appears that we're gonna have two freaking Ethereums, Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, from now on, because I doubt seriously the main people in Ether are going to be like. I don't see how they can stop it. I mean, there has been some denial of service attacks, like people sending and dedicating noise to Ethereum miners on the new chain, and they're doing all kinds of underhanded shit, which I suspect they have been doing to Bitcoin. For example, a few months ago, there was this big slowdown in the Bitcoin thing, and all of these freaking Ether drones were saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is a real outdated organization. Oh, it's old-fashioned stuff, and you should have Ether, the new one, And what the real deal was, there was like thousands upon thousands of very low fee and low amount transactions being just flooded into the network, which is basically vandalism. It's like internet vandalism. And they basically deliberately overloaded the Bitcoin network. And then they went on there, started blathering on about, oh, Bitcoin is a dinosaur. Oh, it's useless and old and stuff. And that it's just, I mean, it might. And then, of course, the corporate media picks that shit up and says, oh, Bitcoin's dead. For about the 900th time, they say, oh, Bitcoin, it's dead. And then the storm blew over. They got tired of doing it, I guess. And now they're turning their hacking and their jamming down to Ethereum Classic. And basically, the only thing I can think that they could do to sabotage Ethereum Classic is for you see, Ethereum Classic is now a duplicate of the blockchain before the fork, right? which means that everybody who had Ether on the Ethereum network still has the control over those addresses in Ethereum Classic now. So those people who are the insiders, when they created like $20 million out of thin air for whatever, just because they could, and it's so dark, it's so like anonymous, and it's impossible to know which one of the insiders owns this or that, and there was all kinds of things that were just iffy as can be, and now um, now it's gonna bite them. But what they could do is they could take their holdings of Ethereum Classic, these giant freaking not dinosaurs, these whales who own like just huge, crazy amounts of Ethereum. They could go on to Poloniex and just flatten the thing with all of their tremendous amount of ether. They could just pound it into the freaking dirt, right? Because by putting in sell orders that are just really huge. And I'm of the opinion that Ethereum Classic volume probably isn't that high. They could smash it into oblivion. So there's no way I am buying Ethereum Classic. And I'm not going to buy Ethereum until I see how this plays out for a few weeks. But man, the carnage and the high-handed freaking totalitarian attitude of these insiders on Ethereum, hugely creative group of people, geniuses, but totalitarian and freaking, you know, they don't know their own power. And they're just and they think they have more power than they have, and they are, using it for their own profit. And the community is now in full rebellion, it looks like, judging from the price. So what a joke. Well, I think I would basically okay, let me quickly, that's all I wanted to say on the Ethereum thing. Now I just wanted to give a quick overview of where we are in the financial downturn and all that, for the people who haven't been really up on my channel lately. And the quick Cliff Notes version is that the economy tends to run in cycles of about 7 or 8 years, right? Right at the top, you start dropping into recession, and it might take 3 years to bottom out, and then another 3 or 4 years to climb out, and then basically some kind of recovery occurs. And those are two different types of markets, and during those types of markets, you want to be in different investments. Now, I'm just a diesel mechanic, but I did pretty good in the capitalizing on the 2008 recession, so I'm planning on doing it again. Now, when you're going into a recession like right now, you want to be out of real estate and out of stocks, except specialized stocks, maybe like precious metals companies. But I'm not in any stocks. I have a pension and 401k, and some of that stuff I can't get out of stocks or bonds. There is just nothing safe to go into, and I don't even control the pension side of things. So basically, I'm just expecting a bloodbath. But over the next 3 years, we're going to see more layoffs, more people having their financial rug pulled out from under them. We're going to start seeing more car repossessions and houses, and people being evicted from apartments because most people don't even own. Oops, sorry about that. My phone just died. Thought I'd plug the charger in, make myself some homemade chicken soup, and then proceed. Now we're down to 1195. Ethereum has lost 13% now, and the super gains on Ethereum Classic have now moderated slightly, and they're up 264% for the day. Man. Okay, back to what I was saying. I'm handling the phone with the charger plugged in. Okay, what I was saying was the economy goes through recessions of about 7 or 8 years in length, and the cycle starts out going down for about 3 years and then climbing up for about 4 years. It varies a little bit, and as the recession gets worse, um, basically companies go out of business, people lose their homes, foreclosures go way up, and it's just this big mess. And during that time, people lose confidence in the conventional economic system and the conventional banking system, and and they tend to move into things like gold and silver, and now they're moving into bitcoins. Because whenever the economy goes into or has there's some kind of really nasty news like what happened in Greece last summer, that pushed bitcoins up pretty dramatically during the crisis, and we're going to be seeing crisis after crisis. And it's my opinion that bitcoins are going to get pushed up enough that I'm going to enjoy a handsome profit, if not retirement. I mean, it's conceivable that if it goes up to like 10 grand or something, that's all the money I'll ever need with my frugal needs, you know. I might expatriate to like some other country and kick back and eat mangoes off the tree for breakfast. And yeah, good times. And basically, so right now, as we're dropping into this recession, you should be into gold and silver and bitcoins, of course. And if you're, let's see, and then when the recession bottoms out, probably around 2019, just as it did in 2011, silver and gold might turn around and start into a downturn that would last the following 4 years. And as the economy recovers, gold and silver tends to get forgotten. Now, last time around, I cashed in gold. I cashed in silver, and for a nice down payment on this house, and then I bought this bank-owned house for like 160,000. I mean, it's like that's real cheap for like Seattle. So so basically, yeah, I made out like a bandit. The only thing I would do differently now is to cash in all my silver, because silver went up like silver's more volatile than gold, right? During the 2008 recession, silver went up like 280%, or no, 260% from where I bought it, and but at the same time, gold only went up about 70%. And then when the economy went into recovery, sort of, then the gold and silver dropped almost as much as they had gained. So silver, I lost 260%, right back down to like $13 an ounce. And gold went down about 60%. And then the stock market, the conventional stock market, went really up, and real estate went up, and all that stuff. So right now, you want to be in precious metals, and I'm into Bitcoin as well. It's more volatile, more risky, but I think we're going to see a greater upside. Going into a recession, unless you're like really rich, I prefer silver over gold, because silver is more volatile. It went up dramatically more by percent than gold did last time, and I think it's going to do it again. And that's one of the few advantages of being a working class guy. You see, we can buy a meaningful amount of silver for ourselves, right? But super wealthy people, they can't buy that much silver. They would need vaults and warehouses to store it, and in order to get a meaningful amount of silver for their portfolio. Now they're forced pretty much to go with gold because it is much more compact, right? Easier to store. And so basically, they get a nice upside, but it's only like 70%. So probably the same thing's going to occur now. So I'm heavily into silver and heavily into Bitcoin, of course. So then, as we drop in right around 2019, and the economy will probably start into some kind of recovery, and then basically during that time, you're going to want to move out of precious metals and into other assets like stocks and real estate. So and then 4 more years. Probably 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, maybe 2023, the economy will probably be at its maximum point again. And at that point, you want to be exiting real estate, exiting stocks after the big run up. And then you want to move back into silver or gold or maybe precious metal stocks or something, mining stocks or something. And and then you can then you can capitalize on the next recession. So where we are now is, I think we're in the first recession, probably late 2007, maybe early 2008. That's probably where we are. It's hard to measure it exactly. You have to really observe and keep your eyes open. But these cycles occur so slowly that basically anybody can do it. You just have to be aware of the cycles and place your money in things that will go up during that environment. So, well, that's about all I got right there. I enjoyed my Ghostbusters rant, and I'm sure everybody's just enjoyed the irony. So I'll see you guys around, and oh, and one more thing, don't get married. Later.